Morning guys, I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and what I want to discuss with you today is I want to talk about attaching a toggle to a line and then using a loop-to-loop connection to extend the length of your utility cord. And we've talked about utility cords and the usefulness of those in past videos. I generally carry 6 of them in every shelter kit along with a rapid deploy ridge line, and then I can extend those ropes if I need to make longer guy lines and things like that with a loop to toggle connection. So let's talk about connecting toggles to rope first and the different ways of doing that. We'll review the Marlin Spy Catch for use with a toggle or with a stake, and we'll talk about that loop to toggle connection as well. Stay with me guys. Okay, so here's one of our 6+ feet utility ropes, and I carry several of these in my kit, usually at least 6 of them with every tarp or poncho, and then 6 stakes so that I can utilize these ropes different ways to make different configurations. So we've got it hanked up so that when we pull it out, we're good to go. We have a bowline knot on one end and we have a stop knot on the other end, and it's important to keep those intact all the time. So if we're going to attach a toggle to this line, let's talk about that first. The old standard way to attach a toggle to a line is to take a bight in the rope, turn that bight over on itself to create 2 loops, put the toggle through and pull that up into a lark's head knot. And as long as you have that stop knot on there, it's not going to pull through. That's a pretty simple way to attach a toggle. Now, the other thing we can do with that toggle is we can take a little bit bigger bight in the rope, go back to that lark's head again, but instead of tightening it down this time, we're going to pull out that bight that we've got in the rope here. Instead of pulling it down taut, we're going to pull that bight out and we're going to turn it over one time. And then we're going to put that over both sides of our toggle, one each direction, just like that. And what that will do is that will create a clove hitch on the line that you can see there. And the tighter you pull that, the tighter it's going to get. And that's a more permanent way of attaching that toggle to the line. And again, you can just pull it out when you're done, cut the toggle in half, break it, whatever you have to do. So you just take a larger bight of rope in the line, go ahead and fold it over to get the double loops that you need for that lark's head, and then grab the 2 tag ends here and turn that loop over one time, just like that. And then wrap both sides of that over your toggle. And when you pull that down taut, it's going to give you a clove hitch on the line against that toggle. A little more complicated way of doing it, but much more permanent. Now, another easy way to attach a toggle to a line, if you don't want to fold it over and make ears and all that business, is you can take a bight in the line and you can wrap it over that toggle one time, just like this. So I'm coming over the line with that bight. I'm going behind and coming over the top. And what that's going to do is it's going to create what's called a piling hitch, which is something that you would use on a piling of a dock to secure a boat. And that works really, really well for a temporary toggle attachment. So you're taking a bight of that line and you're just dropping the bight over the top of your toggle, coming behind the line and coming over the toggle, just like that. So I've come behind those 2 lines over the top of the toggle, and when I pull that down, it's going to dress itself down. And if it pulls that stop knot up in there, it doesn't matter. It's not going to slip, but it's going to give you a really good attachment for that toggle. And again, it's very easy to get it undone. So that's 3 different ways to attach that toggle to the line. Now, as far as a loop to toggle connection goes, we have a loop on the other end of this. So if we want to connect 2 of these 6-foot lines, let's say we were going to fly a tarp over here, and we wanted all of 4 corners off the ground to create that fly, we may need longer ropes than just the 6 foot that we have in this utility rope, in which case we would attach a toggle to one side in any fashion that we decide to attach it. Here I'm just using that same lark's head. I can dress that thing down to where the stop knot bites in the center, and it's ready to go. And now I take another 6-foot utility rope, and all I do is go toggle to loop on my connection. And now I have a 12-foot length of rope to use to fly my tarp, to stretch to a tree that might be further away than 6 feet. Whatever the case may be, I've just extended that rope. And this is the same thing they used to do with the old combat ropes in World War II. The same thing Boy Scouts did with commando ropes. Excuse me, not combat ropes, commando ropes. The same thing Boy Scouts did with them later on in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Same thing we can do today with this paracord, which has a very high tensile strength, just like rope. So again, we're just going to take that toggle. We're going to take the loop that we already have in our line, run it over the toggle, and now you're pulling basically against the knot in the rope. You're not really pulling against the toggle. So you don't have to worry about the toggle breaking because you're pulling on the knot more than you are the toggle. And you can see that line underneath is actually pulling on this knot right here and locked on. It's not really pulling on the toggle. That's just a stopper. So that's 3 really good ways you can attach a toggle. And the way that you attach a toggle to loop connection to extend the length of your rope for things like guy lines in camp. Now, the other thing that we can do to attach toggle to our line is a Marlin Spy Catch. All we're going to do is turn the line over to create a bite in the line, and we're going to climb up the rope and grab it and pull it through the line, put our toggle inside, and pull down. And now we have a toggle in the line that can't slip. And this works really well for certain tasks as well, depending on what you're doing with this toggle. But it's not going to slip or move on you as long as you have it in that Marlin spike hitch. And when you pull it out, everything comes undone. So you just turn a bite in the line, you climb up the rope to the standing end, you place your toggle inside and tighten it down. And you can use that for making rope ladders, lots of other applications for this as well. But what I find is really good with this is for attaching a tent stake. So if I take this line and put the loop through my tarp here, just like this, very, very quick and easy. I just run this through the loop of my tarp, pull it through here, and run it over so that that locks onto my tarp loop. Then I have this standing into the rope. And what I can do with that is I can just take my tent stake as far out as I want to pull my line, turn over into a Marlin Spy Catch, put my stake in the line, and drive it in the ground. And then when I'm done or I need to make an adjustment, I just pull the stake out, I can pull it out of the line, and everything's no muss, no fuss, and it's done and easy and simple. Okay, guys, well, I appreciate you joining me today for this quick couple rope tricks that you can use with toggles and to make ropes longer when you're using utility ropes within your kit. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks.